Hello my audience. Today I'm over here in the outside world again and it's pretty slippery. And I got myself a new wool jacket. Yeah, it's not very warm though. Maybe that's the reason why I got it for so cheap. Yeah. But yeah, like I have been stuck, in the inside because of all this, ice. And the last 2 days I was writing, in the library. I wrote the whole day, so it's about 16 hours, I think. So yeah, it's not too bad when you can still go outside and kind of feel the air and that kind of stuff. Let's go over the road over here. Man, I should have taken 2 shirts on top of each other, like I'm freaking freezing over here, but nature is very much like that, She can't decide how I'm gonna be. It's always changing and that's not so much fun. Yeah, I've been reading Dan Simmons, so that's sci-fi, and I read the book Conquest of Mind. It was more about meditation and that kind of stuff, but now I don't yet know where I will kind of branch into next in my reading stuff, but I have my habits. I have said this to you before, that my kind of dream temperature that the planet Earth should be just be set to is a temperature where you can wear a suit no problem, and it's not too cold and it's not too warm to wear a suit. That's the dream temperature. And I made a lot of Finnish videos in the last week, and I don't really like to make Finnish videos, I want to make my channel more just English stuff and English language, because I feel that there's so much a bigger audience, and at the same time, I'm doing something in my life. I'm kind of practicing this skill and I'm becoming better in it. Okay, so I try to take the streets because they're so slippery. I try to take the streets so that I take the streets that have the least amount of angle to them. That's one of good tips that you should follow if you have to live in a place like this. It's one of those things that you kind of go in your mind, like, why do people insist living in these conditions? But yet we do. So yeah. There's a fuckers driving. Yeah, you look over there, it's pretty slippery. Let's go here and let's take this road instead. It's the Christmas pretty soon, and I don't feel that Christmas spirit at all, inside of myself, not like now. I don't feel it. Yeah, and it's very different kind of, holiday in general when you're a vegan. For a vegan, Christmas doesn't matter. But my voice is still pretty stuffed up, it doesn't flow very nicely. But here you can see, how the jacket kind of, it matches to the background. I like that a lot. I like that a lot, And I love these kind of jackets, but it's a bit too cold for this type of attire, so to say. Fine words, sing like the birds. I try to get better in this. I try to get better in this language each and every day, and I try to become so good that I could at some point, fly off as, for example, like a British man or American. It would be pretty swell. For me, vlogging is very therapeutic, because I kind of get a good feeling out of it when I can talk about my life. But on top of that, I like it a lot that you over there, you can just stay inside, and I can bear the temperatures and the weather and the elements, so to say. And it's this double experience. I guess everything's fun to a point. There's this feeling of alignment that sometimes happens when you live your life. Things just, they just feel that like they are happening in this, perfect order and rhythm, and everything happens, just in the right moment. I I feel like that sometimes, and then sometimes, I feel like I lose that, guidance, so to say. And I don't know like why that is, but that's just the way it is. Yeah. Man, it looks good, like how the jacket and the hat is the same color as the nature. It looks very nice. Yeah, it was crazy, by the way. I had 39 degrees, like temperature. I mean, I was sick, I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit. I was also thinking about life purpose, and I was having this, just, I don't know what it is, but desperate feeling inside of myself that what if I kind of live my life and die without living through my life purpose? That what if I can't fulfill my life purpose? I was just like feeling like shit like about it, it sometimes gets, your life gets to the point that you just like can't leave it, and then when you stop, you start to think about like what's the fucking purpose for all of this and that kind of stuff. And it ties into the fact that I feel that last year, like this time of the year, I had like kind of this hope inside of myself, and I wasn't so depressed. But like at the moment I have been so fucking, depressed all the time that it's very hard to kind of find that thing inside of myself anymore. Yeah, and I'm also kind of, like wondering, like, am I prepping up the next year like well enough, or am I just, fucking around? I have no idea. I have also thought about, the kind of message and the energy that has been in my videos, it has been, some of my videos have been quite, negative in them, and kind of, just this, hopelessness, because that's what I have been feeling like. I have been feeling pretty hopeless about life, that there's really no way out of this, fucking. First of all, like, there's no way to get out of this, town, and there's no way to get out of, this financial situation. There's no way to get out of, any kind of situation that in my life is, that I have found myself in. That it's just, hopeless to like do anything about it. And I have been, in this kind of rut, like a lot in my life. So yeah, I don't really want to make those kind of videos, but then again, for somebody else, it might be kind of enjoyable to like look at somebody who lives probably a very different kind of life. So yeah, it's when you're inside of it, it feels like the only thing there is. But for certain, there's a lot of human life out there, and yeah, it's kind of my problem that I get so kind of focused on my own stuff, and there's really not much space in my brain for anybody else's life. I don't know why that is, but that's just the way it is. Yeah. We have to also be kind of patient, with ourselves and with life in general, because nothing happens, in a day. But if we are not conscious, or if we are kind of building something that won't kind of bear result in the future, then that's very bad. And I have been feeling that some of my actions are just the way like that right now, that they won't bear any result in the future. Because most of the result I saw this year, I kind of, laid it out in the last years. So I would hope that I can kind of, somehow find a way to spend this winter time in a way that would bear that kind of result. But at the same time, I feel very challenged by it, and that's hard. And I feel and I kind of see that there's a lot of folks that don't target this type of stuff, but I wouldn't want to live like that. But it's very important to get the exercise and to be out, you know. Because if you just stay inside, you know, it's not going to be good for your mental state. So yeah. Now let's go back inside and let's upload this video for you.